just before the dawn. When is the dawn gonna come? All I want is just to be loved, same as everyone.
Hi, we're Ashes Fallen. My name is James. I sing and I play guitar.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I play keyboard and percussion and backing vocals.
Jason. So we wrote this album mainly last year. Everyone contributed, but I actually took some time away from work and just spent a week just taking all the ideas that all three of us had and piecing it all together into a cohesive album. There are a few songs I wrote on my own. There's a few songs where Jason contributed a riff, but there's one song in particular that Michelle and I wrote together, and that was
Vampira, the Ballad of Mila.
Yeah, that was something that Michelle really wanted to tell the story of Mila Nurmi, and we had a bit of a brainstorming session, and she didn't really write the music, but she gave me some really good guidance on what she wanted it to sound like, and it took a while to come together, but we're really happy with how it turned out.
And the next day you'll come.
Well, that was our second album. We put it out just a couple of months ago in June. We're really pleased with it. I feel like we really evolved the sound of the band. We kind of had a better idea of what Ashes Fallen was. When we did our first album, we were brand new. We'd only been doing this for a few months. And I feel like with this one, we really came into our own, had a really nice cohesive sound.
The album's about injustice and social issues in today's climate.
Yeah, we had so much to write about with just the state of the world and the pandemic and the political situation in our country and all over the world. There were also a few more personal songs. There was a song that Jason and I wrote together that's called Human Condition is Terminal, and that's just sort of about self-defeating behavior. And then also, I unfortunately lost my mother last year, and so there's a couple of songs that really touch on that. And then there was the song Just Let Go, which we can dedicate to a few people from our various pasts. But like Michelle said, a lot of if there's a central theme, it's injustice.
Iwi is a New Zealand Maori folk song. It's about unity and it's about standing together, and I thought it was completely appropriate for ArgFest anti-racist goths. And being from New Zealand, I thought it was just a unique way to bring a bit of my culture to the rest of the world.
Well, besides the anti-racist goths event, a few months before the album came out, our friend Jasmine Luna, who does a club called Seance in Sacramento, California, she was putting together an event to benefit charities that are fighting against racism towards people of Asian descent. That's been a real problem in the United States because there's all this crazy talk that somehow Asian people and the Chinese are responsible for the COVID-19 pandemic. And although they can't prove one way or another whether or not it emerged from some Chinese lab, it's certainly not the fault of the people that are living here. So we were just horrified to see that. We were too busy finishing our album to actually play, but a few songs got an exclusive debut as part of that event, and we were very pleased to be able to participate. Well, we started this band in 2019. Jason and I go way back as far as being musical partners. We actually have been in several bands together. Before we were doing Ashes Fallen, I was doing a solo act, and I convinced my lovely wife to start playing music with me because she's just full of great ideas. She looks great on stage, and she's always been a great creative partner to me for as long as we've known each other. But I also found out that Jason had moved closer to where I live after living hours away for a long time, and I asked him if he'd be interested in playing with me, and he was. So at first this was just going to be the James Carey thing again, but we decided, no, this needs to be its own thing, and you really came up with the name. The first album, you could really relate it to the myth of the phoenix rising from the ashes. And so you were thinking ashes, ashes, fallen ashes, and I said, oh, that's it, just switch it around to Ashes Fallen. And that was our name. With the early stuff, we were a little more metal, and we kind of decided to really kind of strip the sound down, go in a little bit more of a goth/post-punk direction. Another thing that Michelle's really good at is seeing what works with the people, you know? You were always watching, you know, what songs get people moving, which ones don't, and so it really kind of helped us find our sound, so to speak. But we're still a really guitar-based band with Jason and I both being guitar players. There's just so much great music coming out right now. It's actually a pretty exciting time for dark music, and appropriately when the world is in kind of a dark place. There are some older bands still doing great music, and there's a lot of brand new bands that I really like as well. The Kentucky Vampires, they're a really good American band that I like a lot. Rose Garden Funeral Party, that's another band that I've really been enjoying. Lifeless Past out of the Netherlands are a really good band. And then of course, I Am the Shadow from Portugal. Those are some fantastic bands. Ariel Manaki and the Black Halos, they're a band from Costa Rica. Their album's coming out really soon. They actually had me do a little guest appearance on saxophone. That was a lot of fun. So many great bands out of Mexico these days, like Animal Rojo, Vox Humana, lots of great bands from Mexico and all over Central and South America. It's a really exciting time for dark music.
We'll be performing 2 songs from our new album. First is Stand Your Ground, and after that is Vampira, the Ballad of Miley.
Yep. We're hoping to do some more live shows around the United States where we live. Things are still a little uncertain as far as COVID-19, but we are hoping to do a few shows in California where we live this year, including a big event in Sacramento at Halloween time. And then next year we're playing our first major festival, the Out from the Shadows Festival in Portland, Oregon in March or April of next year. And we certainly hope to do some touring beyond that next year, but honestly, you never know with the way things are going right now, but we really hope to be able to get out there. And if not, we'll certainly be doing some more live streams, so we'll see you all out there one way or another.
Ta